Welcome to the Business Happy Hour radio show with your host, Frank the Bank Cotto, the owner of Lincoln Lending Group right here in Tampa Bay for 23 years. Joined by his incredible co-host, Ksenia, realtor with Mahara and Associates, Tampa's top real estate company. Together, they have helped finance and close nearly $1 billion of real estate every year. If you're looking for local mortgage or real estate advice, the Business Happy Hour team has been right here on News Radio WFLA for over a decade. Listen right here or find us on the Business Happy Hour YouTube channel or follow us on Instagram at Frank the Bank Cotto. Now sit back, relax, and get ready for some serious mortgage, real estate, and business talk with two of Tampa's top experts. Here's Frank the Bank and Ksenia.
Hey, Tampa Bay, welcome back to the Business Happy Hour, your number one show for all things business and entrepreneurial. And man, we have a great show scheduled for you guys today. That's right, Ksenia, my amazing co-host from Mahara and Associates, is in studio with me, along with our good friend Brandon Lee from Combat Quest. Combat Quest 41 and 42 are on the horizon, coming up right around the corner here. Brandon, I think, what do we got them? Are they next 2 weeks? Are they in a row?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. This weekend, we're in Fort Myers for Combat Quest 41 at the Sidney and Byrne Davis Arts Center. And then next Saturday, turn right around, we're back at the OCC Roadhouse in Clearwater for Combat Quest 42.
Man, I mean, who puts on back-to-back MMA events? Turn down your volume on your phone. Back-to-back MMA events. That is out of this world. I don't think the WWF or the WWE ever put on back-to-back events, did they?
No, it's damn near gonna kill me, but it's all right. I think I'll come through a little bit more gray than I already am, but it's all right.
You are starting to get a little gray, man.
Taking over.
Look, as long as you don't start using touch of gray, you got to promise me you're not going to use that.
So I'm going to Dr. Sebi's Batana oil. Does anybody know about this?
No, actually, before you do that, go to your phone and just click down your volume all the way because it's coming through your speaker and you're getting a little echo through the radio. There you go, much better. Who is this doctor and what are you doing?
Dr. Sebi, man, our government killed him back in the 60s because he cured cancer. He found all these holistic remedies for the human body, and you can regenerate your hair and get your hair back to its original color with Batana oil.
Batana. You hear that, Sen? Sen, I think your color's looking just fine.
Oh, thanks.
I think
you
you're
got
okay.
nothing to worry about. What you talking about over here?
Yeah, no, I think she's doing good on the color on the hair. But you and I'm looking in this Instagram video right now, and I'm like, man, this is a little grayer than normal. But then I look over at yours, and I'm like, that mustache is pretty gray.
Bro, George Clooney is doing better than me right now. Okay.
Well, on the bright side, I mean, guys with the gray, I like it.
Thank you, Sen.
So, you know.
So is it true?
I think it's a good thing.
Are you going to be honest if I ask you this question?
Sure.
Okay. Is it true that as men age, they get better looking?
I think it's true. Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Well, you heard it from a real woman over here. A real girl just answered that question.
Gives us single guys in 40s hope, you know?
It's funny, you know, it's weird. I have a lot of single-ish or about to be single.
About to be single.
You know, 40s friend. Not me, guys. A bunch of them. And they're telling me it's not that much, it's not that hard to find a girl these days.
I think it's easier. I think women appreciate just the maturity factor.
Yeah.
You know, plus the looks. You know, the gray. A lot of women are into the gray hair.
Yeah.
The silver foxes.
Oh, she used silver fox. I say that sometimes. So do they like the speckle of the brown and the gray, or do they want it straight? Do we have to go straight gray? Is that what we got to do? Or do we have to? Is it okay to have a little color with the gray?
You know what? I think a different mixture is, however it comes through for you. Like I was watching, there's a new movie with, what's that actor? Oh man, he's in all the comedy stuff. But it's a new movie about like the billionaires that are.
Kevin Hart?
No. What's his name? Steve Carell.
Oh, Steve Carell. Yeah.
And I'm like, man, his hair just always looks good. But even if it's, gray or whatever with the goatee,
Steve Carell. Yeah,
darker
he's
here,
a funny
lighter
guy.
there. But, he's actually getting better looking as he's aging.
You heard it here on the Business Happy Hour. Men, you start looking better the older you get. It's crazy. Yeah, I was at the mall the other day, and I was sitting there having lunch with my son, and I was just people watching, and you see people walking by, and this is gonna sound terrible, but I think you kind of already proved the point. I see a lot of like really good looking men in their middle ages with, it's gonna sound terrible, with women who don't take care of themselves. And this sounds bad, but I looked at it and I'm just like thinking, what you said, I was like, men, get, and I'm not saying women don't age well, but I just look and I'm like, how does that dynamic work? Right? It's like in any marriage, in any relationship, one side lets themselves go and the other, like, so this guy was like ripped that I see him. And it's clearly his wife he's walking with. And I'm just like, dude, why don't you get into the gym with your wife and help her out? And I don't know. I'm going to sound
It's usually
terrible.
The other way around. So I'm surprised.
But my thing is, I'm starting to see this more often. Now, what about you? Brandon, you're in the fitness world. You guys are, MMA. I mean, you guys are the pinnacle of fitness. Ksenia and I think we're in good shape. I mean, you guys are, cracking boards over your heads and stuff.
Well, these fighters, not so much my fat ass, but.
Well, that's true. You're not that fat. What are you talking about?
190, bro. This was my walk around weight before I broke my neck. As a fighter, I was bulked up at 190. Now I've got a belly at 190. So
you're carrying it. Carries it well.
Carry it well.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Yeah, I'm going to give you a little compliment and you got the silver fox. So what do you think, Sen? The silver fox takes off 10 pounds?
Sure.
Sounds good. So now I'm back down to
She
180.
is the best guy, right? She's the best co-host ever. She's like, yeah, sure, yeah. You guys look real good. Trust me. God. Anyway, I don't know. I'm the fighters. I mean, these guys are in the pinnacle. Let me ask you this: what's the oldest MMA fighter you've ever worked with?
Well, we don't take guys on the amateur level after 39 because once they hit 40, then they have to get all these extra tests. It's my phone. All these extra tests, all this extra testing done. MRI, CAT scan of the brain. Well, because you got a lot more chance of brain injury, concussion, things like that. It's a lot more prevalent at the older you get. And then generally you got to think that you've been through more damage the older you get, so it's a lot more easier to happen. So yeah, we stick to guys 39 and under, and we get guys all the way up. We got a guy on the next show coming up in Clearwater, 39 years old, making his debut. Former military guy, been begging me for the opportunity for months, and I finally broke and given him the opportunity. So let's see what happens.
So this is his first fight?
First fight, yeah. And I always give these guys fair warning too, man. I warn them, listen, man, your opponent's training with a solid team. You better have a solid team around you. This is going to be a real deal event. There's going to be smoke and lights and a big crowd, and this is not backyard real cage fighting in a wrestling mat. This is real deal Holyfield stuff.
Oh my! I love what he said. There's going to be smoke and lasers, and that's what makes the fight real. If it doesn't have smoke and lasers, those punches are just fake.
But I think bottom line is, and you definitely look like you could pass for 39, but you are too old to decide that you want to be a fighter.
How did you know where I was going with that?
We had a guy start, not vigilant, but there was a guy that started his amateur career at 52.
Oh, wow.
He fought till he was 58, and he fought like 40 times. I believe he was like 30 and 10 or 32 and 10 or something like that, fighting from 52 to 58.
So he did well.
He did well. Yeah.
Man.
Now, I mean, obviously, I don't think they put him in there with Kamaru Usman or one of these killers.
Yeah.
But he went around on the regional circuit and did well in his 50s.
Man. So I want to ask before. So Ksenia, by the way, we're gonna do. If you guys didn't know, that's Brandon Lee. He's a great friend of the show. He's the guy who started Combat Quest, and they are on 42. Well, 41, then 42, back to back. I don't know how this guy does it, to be honest. He puts on these amazing events. So we like having him on here. We're like having the fighters on here, showcasing these guys. And I got to say, man, one of my favorite fighters, and I'm yet to get to see him in person, Mr. Frigga.
Yep,
Mr. Frigga. And he was supposed to be here today, but he had something else he had to do.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's a 3-hour drive one way for them to get up here from Fort Myers. So it's 6 hours just in the commute.
Yeah.
Then you got to think about, all the in-betweens and ups and downs. So that he literally, he's a general contractor. So he's a general contractor by day and then fighter with all the rest of his free time. He's now 6-0.
Uh-huh.
He's finished his last 5 opponents, meaning none of his last 5 opponents made it to the end of the fight.
Oh.
He's now ranked number 12 in the United States of America.
Wow.
What?
Yep. At 135, he is the number 12 ranked bantamweight MMA competitor in the nation. Vigilant actually now has 3 competitors that are ranked in the top 12 of the country, 3 of our champions, and we have 2 more that if they just get a couple more wins, they'll be right there.
So how does that work? I mean, do they get to go pro at some point? How does that go?
Oh, well, absolutely. What you want to build in your amateur career, right? You want to fight until your coaches tell you that you're ready to make the jump. Usually the fighter doesn't make that decision. That's the coach and the management team that get together and say, okay, he's got the skill set to be successful on the pro level. Now, unfortunately, there's a lot of coaches out there that take advantage of fighters and just want to say, I have a pro fighter. Now, when they would just want to say they have a pro fighter, as soon as you got 5 fights, you can turn pro.
Okay, you just answered my next question. So you have to fight minimum 5 fights.
Minimum 5 sanctioned fights. And there's a lot of backyard fights. There's a lot of commissions out here, a lot of promotions out here that they won't even hire a commission. They'll just have the event, and then the fighters don't get credit for the event.
Oh, God.
Could you imagine? Go through a training camp, all the sacrifice, time, effort, and energy, and then you go and fight, and then nothing shows on your record? And they're like, oh, yeah, sorry, we didn't have the sanctioning body there, so it didn't count.
Oh, my God. Sorry, your brain got beaten, and you get nothing for this.
I don't know how those guys don't get assaulted in Publix, to be honest, because if I weren't disabled and someone did that to me, they would catch an ass whipping at PDQ or wherever we were at.
See, this is the life of a fighter, guys. Now, when we are going to take a break here in just a minute, and Ksenia and I promised to do some real estate updates. Ksenia, you didn't know this, but today is the summer market update. Dun, 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 dun.
Perfect. I've got some stats for us.
Well, it's because we've officially started summer.
Yeah.
Now, your kids, do you have a kid in school or is he not
I do.
in school? You have one, a kindergartner? Is that
Well,
right?
no, I have a 12-year-old.
Oh,
So,
that's
yeah,
right.
she
That's
just
right.
finished 6th grade.
Oh, God, I'm so far. I'm so off. Yes. Oh, congratulations. Yes.
Thank you. She's excited. Oh, man, kids just love summertime, huh?
Yeah.
Can't wait.
So your kid's out of school?
She's out of school, yeah.
Out of
the
school.
little one, the 3-year-old, I mean, he's staying in daycare all summer.
Yeah, he's like, I'll keep that one in daycare forever. They should have daycare for the ones in summer. I think it's called camp, but they only do it for a week. But anyway, so are you excited? Like, are you sleeping in a little bit now? Do you have
Well, she just finished on Friday.
Okay. Oh, so
So-
you have only experienced 2 days of actual summer.
Yeah, really. So, but
Well, guys, summer has started, so welcome to summer. If all you parents are out there taking the kids to school, waking up early, you get to sleep in just a little bit, except you probably have to go to
the
work.
traffic. This is one of my favorite parts.
Oh, my
is
God.
You just notice the difference in traffic.
I drove all the way. Actually, we got to take a break here. When we get back, we'll talk about how far we drove and how happy we are to be able to sleep in and not have so much traffic in the summer, and how great the weather is in Florida on the Business Happy Hour. We'll be back in just a minute with Frank and Ksenia. Stay tuned.
Stay vigilant.
30 seconds it is. All right, we're going to do our thing. We'll start you guys like halfway through this next segment. Oh, guest is on the phone line. Do you want to do phone first?
Yeah, let's do him first because he's got to be done at 12:30.
Okay, what's his name?
Yep.
Thank you, James.
Alex Farfan, main event. He's our brand new 159 champion. He's defending against a guy that has beat him twice and is the 153-pound champion coming up.
150. Alex Farfan.
Farfan is the 159.
Farban?
Farfan. F-A-R-F-A-N. 159
champ fighting the 153 champ.
That's coming up that has beat him twice already. This is their third fight. And both those fights were 5 bloody rounds. Okay? It wasn't like nobody whooped nobody's ass. It was 5 bloody rounds, both fights. And both fights could have gone either way. So he could just as easily be up 2 as he is down 2.
So this is like redemption.
Oh, yeah.
Alex, you there? Alex.
Hey,
Alex.
I'm here. Yeah, I'm here.
All right. Welcome to the Business Happy Hour. Alex, you're not live on the radio just yet, but we are going to be live in probably about 15, 20 seconds here as soon as James lets us know. I'm Frank. I'm your host. Ksenia is the co-host. I'm going to let Brandon introduce you. As soon as we come on, I'm going to bring the show back in, do a quick rejoin. I'll let him introduce you, talk about who you are, and then we'll ask you a couple questions about your upcoming fight. And you're welcome to say anything you want. Just no 4-letter words. That's the only rule.
Sounds good.
All right.
Thank you for reminding me.
Yeah. All right. We're ready when you are, James.
All the best mortgage or real estate advice from Tampa Bay's top experts. It's the Business Happy Hour with Frank the Bank Cotto and Ksenia Ksenia.
Hey, Tampa Bay. Welcome back to the Business Happy Hour, your number one show for all things business and entrepreneurial. And I hope you're having a great day like we are. It is like for real, I feel it's the second day of summer because it's the second day that we haven't had to take kids to school, and it was really weird. Waking up to a different alarm clock and not to have like your son be like, come on, you're making me late. And I'm like, bro, you're not even dressed. You are literally pantless, and you're telling me I'm making you late. So maybe by next year, when my son is a sophomore, I won't have to hear that. But Ksenia, you just said something before the break. Traffic, amazing, right?
Oh, man.
There is
yes.
none.
I live by multiple school zones, so yes, it is nice that you don't have to time the routes.
Yeah, I went
so
all the
precisely.
way from like almost St. Pete Beach all all the way to downtown Tampa in 33 minutes.
Nice.
It was amazing. So anyway, we love summer. Summer is here. The weather is beautiful. You live in Florida. You live in paradise. Get your butt out there and enjoy it. And if you need a new home, you have come to the right place because Ksenia can find you that home that you're looking for wherever you want it. There's lots of great deals out there. It is a buyer's market right now. It is going to be a seller's market as soon as rates keep coming down. And I know I keep saying it, but guys, it's going to happen. And the day it happens, it's going to be over for you. So you got to get in now. The rates are still good. Yesterday, we locked a VA loan under 6%. So it's still not that bad. It was in the high fives that we locked a VA loan with no points to the veteran. If that veteran wanted to pay a point, he'd probably be in the maybe mid to high fives. Okay, so the rates are nowhere near as bad as you think they are, but you do have to work with a wholesale person. Go to contactfrankthebank.com. That's contactfrankthebank.com, and we'll get you taken care of. And of course, if you need to talk to Ksenia to find a house or to see what's available in the inventory, you're going to call
813-755-REAL.
That's it, 813-755-REAL. And that's how you get in touch with a real realtor to find what real houses are available for you right now. So we're going to jump in. We have one of our fighters from Combat Quest, 42, which is in a couple weeks. It's going to be up here in our neck of the woods. He is on the line right now. I'm going to let Brandon introduce him. He was not able to come into the studio. Then we're going to do our summer real estate recap of what's going on. And then we're going to have a couple guys in studio here from Combat Quest. So let's do it, Brandon. Who do we have on the line?
All right, we have the brand new light middleweight vigilant champion, Muay Thai champion, Alex Farfan, a 13-fight veteran out of freestyle Muay Thai, coming off of a killer 5-round unanimous decision victory over our good friend D. Nwosu, who was in studio.
He beat D.
He gave D the business. D's coming back, though. D will be back. It was a great fight. It was a great back and forth.
How many rounds was it?
5 rounds, back and forth.
All the way to the end.
Oh, yeah. Elbows flying, man. It was brutal.
Dude.
And now he's getting ready to fight our current super welterweight champion at 153, Dysanli Estavern, who's coming up to 159. These guys have already fought 10 full rules Muay Thai rounds. That means 10 rounds with elbows and all rules already. Back and forth, killer fight. That's going to be our main event in 2 weeks at the OCC Roadhouse in Clearwater.
Guaranteed to be bloody?
Oh, yeah.
Blood is guaranteed.
Let's ask Alex.
Alex, you tell us. Are we getting guaranteed blood on this fight?
Oh, for sure. Thank you guys for having me on. Good to be here, and for sure, as Brendan mentioned before, I've already fought Stanley twice. Both were really good fights, especially the last one, really close fight that me and my coaches believe should have went my way. So I am very excited to have this opportunity to leave no question in 2 weeks on Combat Quest 42.
It sounds like you've got a little revenge in your voice. Is it?
Oh, for sure. Usually, I'm very respectful to all my opponents. I don't, talk trash. All my opponents have been the same way. No one has pushed the line, including Stanley. We know each other, and he was actually at the last fight. But there's definitely a little bit of a personal element, no question, and it has come out in my training. I've been training hard, and it will come out again for sure on the fight on the 14th.
Now, let me tell you, that's scary to hear him say, because I used to see a chiropractor there where freestyle was at. And when I pulled up in the parking lot, I knew if Alex was training by the sound of the Muay Thai pads getting kicked.
Oh.
I would be like, oh, I can hear that from the parking lot. Yep, that's Alex. And then when I would hit the room, pow, there he is kicking the Muay Thai pads.
Man.
So if he's training even harder than that, I hope my boy Dysanli's down there in the hot box getting ready.
Oh, man. So, Sen, do you know what freestyle Muay Thai is?
You know what? Not really.
Well, so this is full rules Muay Thai, meaning that, so in modified Muay Thai, you can only hold the person for so long to separate you after a short amount of time. You're not allowed to throw elbows. You're not allowed to throw knees to the head. So it's a watered down version for guys that are just starting out. You don't want to give everyone all the weapons right away, especially when they're green. You could really hurt each other. So you give them a couple fights, let them get used to it, and then you expand to the full rules, and that's where Alex is at. Alex and Dysanli both. They got 21 fights between them.
So Alex, how long have you been practicing Muay Thai?
I've been training Muay Thai for about 3.5 years and fighting for about 2.5.
Got it. So was that the first martial arts that you got into?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It was the first one. I got lucky. I walked into freestyle Muay Thai, which is the name of the gym that I train at, down in Lutz. And it was a great gym. Walked in there. Initially, didn't even really have thoughts of competing, just thoughts of training and bettering myself. And then fell in love with it. Wanted to test myself, and then here I am. It's been 13 fights now, so 13 fights later, and no plans on stopping.
So did you ever think you'd be a fighter?
Originally, I mean, I knew I was going to train, so there's that small possibility, like, oh, this is, like, you aspire to be like what the top people are. But I've never really had any serious, I'm going to fight, any serious commitment to that. It was just purely to train and to find a community, which is something that everyone benefits training martial arts, especially Muay Thai.
And you hear that, how similar to D. Nwosu's story, how he just went in. And that's how I find a lot of people, a lot of fighters now, especially on the amateur level, this is their story, that they just went to go train. They just went to get in there, sweat it out, feel a little bit better about themselves, maybe learn a little personal defense. Yeah. And then you fall in love with it, because martial arts, it's a way of life, guys. I recommend all my friends' kids, anybody listening, get your kids into martial arts, because it teaches them discipline, teaches them respect, it teaches them self-respect, which you can't respect anybody else if you don't respect yourself. Yeah, that's exactly right. These kids learn self-respect in martial arts, and then above all of that, if none of those other things interest you, once they learn martial arts, I wish a bully would put their hands on your kid, because then they're going to find out what time it is. So you make your kids bully-proof, you improve their self-esteem, you improve their self-worth, you improve their self-respect, and then that in turn, those things combined, man, it really multiplies. So we only got 20 seconds left. Alex, I want to thank you for coming on. We wish you luck, man. I hope this is your revenge fight. I know you've guaranteed us blood. Let's hope it's blood of the other guy. Yes, sir. Thank you. Yeah, we'll be bloody, and my head will be raised on the 42nd. I look forward to it. Thank you guys again. I love it. We will see you there. Thanks, Alex. We're going to take a break here on the Business Happy Hour. When we get back, we're going to do our summer market real estate update, and we'll have some more fighters. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a minute. Is that your new thing? No, that's him. That's a Mexican. Oh, hey, you're going to have to do that on the air. That'll be awesome. All right, so we're going to Instagrammers here. We're going to be getting back on the radio in just a second. We'll do our market stuff when we get back. Okay. I almost was going to tell you, I didn't leave myself enough time. I'll say it when we get on the air, but when we get back, we'll merge into this. But my dad, he always taught me from a very young age. He's like, every fight ends up on the ground. He's like, so you need to learn, what are you going to do when you hit the ground? Right, wrestling or jiu-jitsu, either one, you better have one or the other, because as soon as one person gets the better of the hands, and this is an MMA or a street fight or a bar fight, as soon as one person gets the better of the other, they're going to grab a hold of you. Right. And you better know what to do, because human instinct is to grab and squeeze, and now you're going to drain all your air, all your energy, and before you know it, now you don't know how to fight and you have no energy. Yeah, and you're on the ground. So and you're getting choked out. All right, James, we are ready to go over here. Welcome to the Business Happy Hour radio show with your host, Frank the Bank Cotto, the owner of Lincoln Lending Group right here in Tampa Bay for 23 years. Joined by his incredible co-host, Ksenia Akishina, realtor with Mahara & Associates, Tampa's top real estate company. Together, they have helped finance and close nearly $1 billion of real estate every year. If you're looking for local mortgage or real estate advice, the Business Happy Hour team has been right here on News Radio WFLA for over a decade. Listen right here, or find us on the Business Happy Hour YouTube channel, or follow us on Instagram at Frank the Bank Cotto. Now sit back, relax, and get ready for some serious mortgage, real estate, and business talk with two of Tampa's top experts. Here's Frank the Bank and Ksenia. All right, guys, welcome back to the Business Happy Hour. As promised, we are going to talk about our summer market real estate update, and then we're going to have a couple fighters on. But I've got to say, Ksenia, I'm a little sad. Our Jesuit boys are not here. I just realized that. I'm like, where are all these crazy comments that we would see during the show? And Landon and all his buds. So that's the one thing we'll miss then. From school, because we're always on during their lunch break, and there's a whole crew of them, and they would all like us and comment and say funny things and get Landon in trouble and stuff, and it was great. Yeah, it's good to have that kid momentum behind you, because us adults, we don't really do it like that. Us 80s babies and stuff. Matter of fact, there's some good memes. You guys go on Instagram and type in like what it was like in the 80s. There's a lot of
really, really fun. For you, Sen, it's going to be 90s, late 90s. We're old over here, silver foxes. And I will say this, coming out of the break, I was telling the guys on the backside, when we get back into the fighting, there's one thing my dad taught me many, many years ago, and every fight ends up on the ground. So you have to know what to do when you're on the ground. So when we get back in with the fighters, we're going to talk about what are they going to do when they hit the ground. I'm going to ask some of the fighters, what happens when you hit the ground? What's the first thing that goes through your mind? But before that, the summer real estate market update. We're putting Ksenia Ksenia from Mahara and Associates on the spot right now. She had no idea that that's what she was going to do today. But we're going to talk to you about the market. Go, Sen.
You know, I had no idea, but I'm glad because normally we just, monthly, I pull our stats from the month before, from our local board. But we've actually got the first quarter of 2025 report that came out that they make available to us on our MLS. It's from Dr. Elliot Eisenberg. He's an economist that's, all over the real estate arena. So I just highlighted some things that I thought we should start this off with. So nationally, the median sale price rose 2.7% year over year.
Okay.
To 403,700.
All right.
And then the portion I highlighted, although inventory is ticking upward, it still falls short of long-term averages, which I always bring up when we talk about inventory and things like that. So here he is saying that. So even nationally, yes, inventory is definitely on the rise, but it still falls short.
So I watched something, not to cut you off, on Fox News Business the other day, and it was the first time, at least that I've noticed, in the last, 6 months, that we had somebody on there that literally says exactly what you say and exactly what I say, almost verbatim. It's almost like she stole your stats. Oh. And she was talking about home prices up. She started talking about inventory. And when she started, I said, God, please say how inventory is affected by interest rates. And she said it. Like exactly what you and I talk about. And this lady's on national Fox News, right? I mean, we're on, 970 and news radio and stuff's kind of cool, but we're not national Fox. And she said, when the rates drop, and they will, we do not have enough inventory to support. Therefore, prices will go up. And I loved hearing that. So anyway, back to your stats. I just want to tell you what you say is now national news.
Good. I love it. So continuing that on, we did have existing home sales did fall about 5.9% year over year, which for our local stats, that kind of, goes along with the trend. Mm-hmm. But the current national inventory sits at 4 months supply.
Interesting.
So it's edging closer to a balance, but like we've said, the balance is usually between 5-6 months.
Right. Now, don't you find it a little interesting that the prices went up 2.7%, but the sales went down 5.9%? Is that normal?
Well, this is also like the first quarter report because my April numbers, they show that, but still, this is all signals that there is some correction going on, but nothing drastic. What I'm confused about is when we see those headlines, and I think they try to pick out some number.
Yeah.
Which a lot of times I'm like, where did they even get that? But it's just the, clickbait, maybe click on this. And I don't know. People just like the stuff that's more of a shock.
The real estate market in Florida is falling, and people are like, click.
Well, and it is not. So that was national.
I love it.
Now, for the Florida market overview, the median single-family home price only went down 0.1% year over year for the first quarter.
Okay.
Yep. And the closed sales activity for single family down 1.9%.
The closed is down 1.9 and the price is down.
So overall,
0.1.
and I highlighted his little quote here, and it says the Florida housing market is really doing remarkably well.
Oh, okay.
Despite all this stuff. That's not me saying it. That's this economist that, does this for a living.
Yeah.
So I think that's great. The other one that I did get excited about is that even regionally, not just Florida, like Tampa is picked out, and we have some of the tightest inventory in Tampa.
What does that mean? We have less inventory?
We do.
Ooh.
So even if Florida is about 5.5 months, in Tampa, it is not that. So actually my Hillsborough County number I know is 4 months. This is saying 4.2, so for first quarter, I think that's actually accurate. But his quote for that is Tampa's market stands out for its efficiency and balance, even amid broader softening.
Efficiency and balance. You guys hear that? I don't know about you, Brandon, but I feel people want to come here. I see more and more memes and posts about people just saying how amazing Tampa is. What can you do? You have the water, you have the beaches, you have sports.
Okay, well, nobody listen to Frank. We're full. Please don't come here.
He's got one of those shirts. I guarantee you that says Florida is full.
Yeah, it's full. But you
right
know what?
there.
No, Frank's right though. It's getting
jab
fuller.
free. It is.
We're still I think that the migration trend thing we had a few weeks ago. I mean, we are by far the destination state for people relocating.
Yeah, and I think in Florida, our central West Florida is kind of the destination area right now. I mean, we're getting expensive, but overall, we're not as expensive as you got Miami.
It's so great here. I love it.
Yeah.
You know, and I've been to Miami and Orlando and, you know, the different parts. I love where we're at.
I do too. But like Brandon said, the gates are closed.
Right.
We are sorry.
We are totally full. In fact, we're looking to deport like ice right now. So.
Wait, are we asking for self-deportations? Yes.
Right. Yeah, we'll take those first.
So what we want you to do is call Ksenia first because she'll list your house. And what number do they call you, Sen?
813-755-REAL.
That's it. So you're going to call 813-755-REAL so she can list your house for sale.
And you can get the hell out of here.
But here's what Frank the Bank wants you to do. I want you to buy still in Florida, just not in Tampa.
Correct.
Right? So go to contactfrankthebank.com and I'll help you get a mortgage anywhere besides Hillsborough, Pinellas, and Pasco County. Actually, I'll let you go to Pasco. That's fine. Just not Hillsborough. I'm going to get such hate mail, listeners. I'm joking. Pasco is awesome. Everywhere around here is awesome. But if Brandon's asking you, he said, get the hell out of here. So.
That's right.
Oh God. What else, Sen? Anything else?
Well, let's see. I guess I know we're going to be running short on time here. So the absorption rate is not something we bring up all the time, but for our local numbers, and this is to put in perspective. So the absorption rate, it's just the same thing as like the month supply of inventory, but just expressed as a percentage.
Okay.
So for Hillsborough County, the current absorption rate was 28%, Pinellas 24%, and Pasco 30%.
I mean,
so anything over 20%, I know everybody's like buyer's market. Right. Technically, it's not.
It's really not.
And I really think that our sales activity is down because of the interest rates, because of the uncertainty in the market.
Right.
So I do urge buyers, get off that fence.
Yes.
Quit sitting on it. Get your home now, because if you look at those numbers, by the time that the interest rates do drop, you don't want to find yourself in that situation where you're competing, where you're in multiple offers, and prices will go up.
Right. It's going to happen. Ksenia and I are not talking about something that might happen. This is an absolute guarantee. It is not an if. It is a but when.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
And it's all relative, right? I mean, if you're waiting for that, another 0.25%, 0.5%, what's it worth to you?
What's our
the
favorite?
Extra $20,000 that the house is going to increase? So I mean, you really got to weigh out those numbers.
She's exactly right, because you cannot refinance and get the $20,000 that you overpaid for the house back. You can absolutely refinance. Contact frankthebank.com and you can lower your rate.
Well, and call me at 813-755-REAL so we can negotiate. This is a great market to negotiate the price that you want, get the terms, get some closing costs paid. This is the time to do it.
It is. This is the time the seller will work with you. 813-755-REAL is how you find somebody to really work on your behalf. By the way, our producer James just sent me this article while we were chit-chatting. This is funny. This is one of those that you were talking about, Sen. But this is interesting. It says, according to the company Pods, that company that moves your stuff, they said Tampa Bay has now shown up on the list as one of the most moved out areas in America. Brandon, he got his wish.
Thank you, Jesus.
That is it. Matter of fact,
Jesus.
Combat Quest just offered to buy your pod if you're moving out of Tampa Bay.
That's right.
That's right. He's going to buy a very small pod if you do a mortgage with Lincoln Lending Group.
There we go. As
and
a bonus.
Ksenia sells your house. That's not a bad idea. Tell you what, if you guys are interested in that, you call Ksenia. We might just actually get you a pod. No joke. This could be something fun that we could do. So check that out.
Little incentive bonus, man.
Little incentive bonus. You want a pod? We got you. So when we get back for the last segment of the show, we're going to have some great fighters on. For sure, we're going to have on.
Right now we have Luis Chico Bautista.
Luis Chico. Chico, what do you do when you come in the ring?
I come out. I try to put on a show. I love putting on some Hispanic music. Right now, Vicente Fernandez or Eddie Guerrero. I've been walking out to Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah.
My last 3 fights, and that's been my thing. It gets me going. I get the crowd going too. I put on a little flair, a little sombrero.
I love it. We got to get a picture that we're going to put up on Instagram. Brandon, if you want to send that to me, we'll put that up on Instagram so you can see Chico in person. When we get back, we're going to ask Chico some questions. Chico, I'm going to prepare you for this. I'm going to ask you when we get back about your fighting style. I'm going to ask, at what point does the fight hit the ground? And
Well, he's a boxer.
Oh, wait a minute. Does that mean he never hits the ground?
Right. Yeah, they're
Only his opponent hits the
strictly
ground.
fisticuffs. Yeah, until
I never hit the ground.
He never hits the
hit the
ground.
ground.
no knockdowns yet, right?
None.
Yeah, no knockdowns in 6 fights. No knockdowns. He's on his 7th fight coming up.
Well, I tell you what, he's going to be my friend because I don't know what to do when I hit the ground. so I'm just going to learn what this guy tells me to do and never hit the ground. We're going to be back in the business happy hour. Just stand up, he said, and move like a butterfly. Sting
like a bee.
That's it. We'll be back with Chico in just a minute on the Business Happy Hour with Combat Quest 42. Stay tuned.
Let's get back to the Business Happy Hour radio show with your host, Frank the Bank Cotto, owner of Lincoln Lending Group, and his co-host, Ksenia Akishina, realtor with Mahara and Associates.
All right, Tampa Bay, welcome back to the Business Happy Hour, your number one show for all things business and entrepreneurial. And I see Soy Chico just joined the show. Soy, if you want to, Chico, sorry, if you want to request to be on video, you're welcome to, and you can put your phone out there and be on the video with everybody. I'm sorry I didn't offer that earlier. But
He's at soy_boxing.
No, soy_Chico boxing.
Correct. Soy_Chico boxing on Instagram.
That's it. Soy_Chico boxing. And we believe we have another fighter in the elevator room. So hopefully we can get him in here in a couple minutes. We've got about 8 minutes left in the show. Chico, I learned a second ago you're just a boxer, so you don't hit the ground.
Well, I'm just a boxer now, but I've trained MMA for the past 11 years too.
Oh, okay. So I can ask you this question. We got a few minutes. So when you're doing the MMA, and like my dad told me, every fight hits the ground. I mean, what happens? What goes through your mind when you hit the ground?
You're on the ground. What's gonna happen? In a street fight, like, are they gonna stomp on my head? What are they gonna do? Are they gonna pull out a weapon? What are they gonna do? You gotta find a way to defend yourself. You pull guard. Try to take out the legs. Try to stand up right away. Something to get yourself out of that trouble,
Right, good point. You got to get yourself out of trouble. I wouldn't know. I mean, I know a little bit about jiu-jitsu, but I'm by far not that good that I think I get myself out of trouble. For you guys on the Instagram, just turn down your volumes all the way on your phone. You won't get any of that feedback. Now I got you on there, Chico. I love it.
Okay.
So
now Luis is fighting an undefeated fighter coming up here in 2 weeks at Combat Quest 42 in Clearwater.
Undefeated.
So he's got an undefeated op.
Okay, so what are you thinking of that? This guy's never. How many times has he fought?
He's 1-0, but still
okay.
undefeated, man. He's still undefeated.
I have a feeling this guy is going to probably get something on the other side. He's going to get a 1-1. What do you think?
Well, let's see. We'll see you.
Yes.
So
he says yes.
So Lewis is actually fighting on both shows, guys. I didn't even mention that to you. Lewis is fighting this weekend in Fort Myers,
all right,
then turning around and fighting next weekend in Clearwater, back-to-back weekends.
Man, I mean, is that enough time to recover? Is that?
I've done it. I've done it before. I've done it where I've fought back-to-back days. So back-to-back weeks.
Real fighters can do this stuff. There's a lot of guys that they find an excuse, they find a way not to compete. And then there's a few guys, there's a handful of guys like Luis and like the guy standing behind him right now, U.S. Marine Sammy DeLau. These guys will fight anybody, and we'll explain that with Sam here in a minute too. But these guys will fight anybody, pretty much whatever weight is relative to their walking weight, and they'll do it on back-to-back weeks.
I love it. Now, Chico, how many fights have you done, you said?
Well, I've done 6, and then I've done also, I think, 3 USA boxing. So I'm at about 9 total now.
So is boxing your favorite sport or your favorite discipline?
Now it has to be. It has to be now. That's the only thing I can do. I did MMA, like I said, for 11 years, and injuries took me out. So
Right. Man, I tell you, MMA probably gives you a good setup for boxing, though. I mean, you basically figured out, I don't want to hit the ground at this point. I want to put the other guy on the ground.
Absolutely.
Man, if there's anything that you get me into, Brandon, one day it'll probably be boxing. I am interested in picking that up as a little discipline, but we're going to have to get a little time first. Frank the Bank has to get off the dang radio to have time to punch.
It's
Have
going
you
to
ever
take
thought
more
about
than
that?
those.
You ever thought about boxing?
No.
Come on, you don't want to get punched in the
I have
face?
never been in a fight in my life.
Yeah.
I mean, even as a kid, it's never happened.
Well, that's probably a
I've
good
never
thing.
taken a hit. I'll take it. Yes, I don't want to get hit.
I don't blame you. I'm on the other end of the spectrum. I like a good sock to the face. It kind of wakes me up and makes me,
I mean, sometimes I think about throwing a punch. That sounds like it could be exhilarating, but I definitely don't want to take one.
Go get you a cardio kickboxing class.
I love it.
Sam runs those.
No,
At UFC Gym Largo.
Okay.
We're gonna get Ksenia to one of those. We got to get us to one of the events too together. All right, so I want to make sure I leave enough time for Sam. Chico, thank you for coming on the show. I wish you luck, man. Hopefully you are not the one hitting that mat, and the other guy is. I just want you to give me one guarantee. Guarantee me blood.
I'll guarantee you a Mexican style.
Mexican style blood.
There you go. Can't get much better guarantee than
That's
that.
like the Mexican Coke. It's better than one here. You get I mean Coca-Cola, by the way.
Coca-Cola. We're talking
Let's
Coca-Cola
make
here.
sure. Frank the Bank does not get his energy from anything. Okay, trust me. I was born with this.
Chico, you got to sign off with that call. The call you make.
Oh, that's right.
What was that?
The thing.
Yeah,
I want to hear you do it though. Oh, there you go. All right.
You guys got to come to Combat Quest 42 if you want to hear that one in person. Now, is it Sam we're bringing on?
Yeah, we're bringing in former U.S. Marine Sam DeLau.
All right, Sam, we're gonna give you Chico's stuff over there real quick and get you in here. We still have 3 minutes left in the show, so we get to interview Sam. I understand you're a Marine,
Yes, sir.
an always Marine, right?
Yep, Semper Fi.
That's it. Hoorah! My father was a Marine, and sadly, I learned what it was. What happens when you retire a Marine, and I did not know that until his funeral. How that went, and I tell you, there wasn't a dry eye in the room. Weren't you there? I think you were there.
Absolutely, I was there.
And that was when his fellow Marine got up there and retired him, and wow, that was something. Let me
Yes,
tell
sir.
you. So
Yes, sir.
so congratulations. Thank you for your service.
Thank you.
Obviously, from what Brandon tells me, is this the guy? This is his first fight?
No. This guy's 4-1 boxing.
Thank God.
He's undefeated in kickboxing as well.
Okay.
He normally fights at like 185, and he's going all the way up to heavyweight for a heavyweight title fight
First
next
time?
Saturday in Clearwater.
Yeah. The last fight was actually like catch weight, right around like 200, 205. But you know, I'm the guy everybody wants to be, just the guy that everyone can't beat.
Yeah.
So whatever weight class they got, man, I'll go 20 pounds up, 20 pounds down. I'm here to fight.
Dude, how do you do? First of all, how do you put on 20 good pounds?
Pizza, pasta, chicken nuggets.
So exactly what we were thinking.
Yeah.
So basically, we're pros. Like I'm a total pro when it comes to the weight gain side.
There you go.
do real
Yeah.
good.
You got that angle covered.
I got that covered. And then we got to drop weight. Now, are you worried about going up in weight and going against a bigger opponent who's already big or no?
Nah, man. The power I got in my hands is just too much for anybody, even at 250, 260 to deal with. I've got a ton of power. I've got a ton of speed, and I can hit like a 250 pounder, and I can move like a 155er. So I'm good to go.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
God, I'm going to love it. So which one? Are you going to be in 41 or 42?
42.
42.
Yeah, June 14th at OCC Roadhouse. I'm in the co-main event.
Okay, June 14th. Sen, we got to try. I know we say it every time and something happens, but we got to try. You in town that one?
Well, you know what? It was your fault. For
well,
the first two,
it
I was
was.
so excited.
It was.
Well, actually, no, I lie. First time I did get sick, but no, the last one I was ready to
You
go,
were.
and then you forgot you're out of town. Third time's the charm.
Yes, I'm going to have to figure this out. We're going to look at the calendar as soon as we
Yes.
hang up and see if I'm disappointing everybody or not. Sam, what else do you have to say to your competitors or out there? What's your thoughts?
Pretty much right now, man, Florida is running scared for me, man. So I'm looking for anybody, whether they're in Florida or not. 185 pounds, 205 pounds, 215, 10, whatever it's at, man. 170, 175. I'm here to take every belt, every name I can.
Oh, my God.
Oh, I'm gonna keep this guy busy, man. He's got June 14th here in Clearwater. Then he's got July 26th in Ocala. Shout out American FC.
Yep.
He's gonna be competing on that card. Then turn around August 30th back here in Clearwater. And then I think he's probably going to make the pro jump after that because we can't find anyone to fight this guy in the continental United States.
Oh, man. All right, with that said, we got to get off the air, but we're going to stay on Instagram for a couple more minutes. Sam, good luck in your fight. I hope we see. Can you guarantee blood?
Absolutely.
All
Blood
right.
and a knockout.
Blood and a knockout are
Yep.
guaranteed by Sam. Business Happy Hour Thanks for listening. We're going to stay on Instagram for a couple minutes, and we'll see you guys next week. Whoa, so that was good for the radio show. We just stay seamless here because we're live on Instagram right now.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, no, I don't think so. Are we expecting anyone else?
Oh, yeah. My wife and kids are just out in the...
You want to bring him in?
Are we allowed
bring
to?
him in. Thanks, James. Yeah, bring him in. We'll
Thank you, guys.
put him on the Instagram real quick.
I just had him waiting in the lobby.
Absolutely, man.